Welcome to part 11 of the ERKReg training series on how ERKReg data can be used for research. ERKReg is not only a clinical registry, it is also an important research platform that brings together clinical and genetic data on rare kidney diseases from centers across Europe. In this presentation, we will explain who can request data, how the data access procedure works, which data protection requirements must be followed, and what needs to be considered when analyzing data and publishing research results. ERKReg offers a valuable resource for addressing specific research questions and assessing standards of care and patient outcomes in rare kidney diseases. By utilizing the extensive clinical and genetic data collected through the registry, researchers can gain insights into disease patterns, treatment approaches, and long-term patient outcomes in real-world settings. Over the past years, numerous scientific projects have been initiated based on ERKReg data, resulting in a growing number of peer-reviewed publications and ongoing projects. ERKReg investigators can request access to the ERKReg data in accordance with our data access policy. You can find it on the ERKReg website. We encourage the scientific community to collaborate with us to advance knowledge and improve outcomes for patients with rare kidney diseases. Access to ERKReg data is subject to defined eligibility criteria. Investigators from active contributing units may submit a data request if their center unit has enrolled at least 50 patients in total and has contributed at least 3% of the ERKReg population relevant to the proposed research question. The applicant should also demonstrate a clear scientific interest and appropriate expertise in the subject area. External researchers may also submit a request, but they must collaborate with an active ERKReg investigator who fulfills the same eligibility criteria. These criteria help ensure that research projects are scientifically relevant and that centers actively contributing data to the registry are appropriately involved. The first step is to complete the ERKReg data access form. It is also accessible on the website. The application should include a brief literature review, the study objectives and hypotheses, the intended patient population, the required data elements, and the proposed methodology. The completed form is submitted to the ERKReg project management team. The team checks whether the application meets the formal requirements and then forwards it to the Data Access Committee. The Data Access Committee normally provides feedback within 6 weeks. Approval is granted when at least 75% of the committee members agree with the proposal. When two applications address similar research questions, the investigators may be encouraged to combine their projects and work together. Before any data are transferred, a data transfer agreement and confidentiality statement must be signed. Please find the data sharing principles for different stakeholders online. Before receiving ERKReg data, the investigators and co-investigators must sign the required Declaration of Honor and Data Transfer Agreement. All research activities must comply with the General Data Protection Regulation. Data minimization means that investigators should only request and use the data elements that are necessary to answer the research question. Integrity and confidentiality require researchers to protect the dataset against unauthorized access, accidental disclosure, or data breaches. Patients also retain important rights regarding the data, including rights to access, correction, and where applicable, deletion. The requirements are particularly important in rare diseases because very small patient groups can increase the risk of identification. The ERKReg project management team provides training on the structure and appropriate use of the ERKReg dataset. Researchers must understand the difference between anonymized, pseudonymized, and aggregated data. Anonymized data have been modified so that individual patients can no longer be identified, either directly or indirectly. This may involve removing patient identifiers as well as information on exact dates, centers, and countries. Pseudonymized data use a code instead of directly identifying information. Re-identification remains theoretically possible through a separate stored key, but researchers receiving the dataset normally do not have access to this key. Aggregated data contain only summary information, such as patient numbers, averages, percentages, or rates, and do not contain individual patient-level records. When it comes to publishing a manuscript, it is very important to follow the ERKReg authorship rules. These rules help ensure fairness, transparency, and scientific integrity. The ERKReg authorship policy is available on the ERKReg website and provides a clear criteria to make sure that everyone receives appropriate credit and that all authors take responsibility for quality and reliability of the research. In ERKReg, authorship follows the international ICMGE guidelines. This means that being listed as an author is not only about contributing data, but also about being actively involved in the scientific work, such as shaping the study, interpreting results, or contributing to writing and reviewing the manuscript. At the same time, we recognize the essential role of centers contributing patient data. In general, each contributing unit is granted authorship based on the level of patient enrollment, with additional authorship positions possible for major contributors or leading investigators. Because journals often limit the number of authors, we aim to include as many contributors as possible. Those who cannot be listed as co-authors may instead be acknowledged as part of the ERKReg consortium. In addition, ERKReg must be acknowledged in all ERKReg-related publications. We strongly encourage you to contact the ERKReg project management team to ensure that acknowledgements and authorships are handled correctly. ERKReg has already supported numerous research projects and peer-reviewed publications. All ongoing and completed ERKReg research projects are listed on the ERKReg website. Researchers are encouraged to review the overview before submitting a new proposal. This helps identifying existing projects, avoid duplication, and find opportunities for collaboration with other investigators. The overall aim is to make the best possible use of the registry data while ensuring transparency, cooperation, and appropriate recognition of all contributors. Through collaborative research, ERKReg can help improve the understanding, diagnosis, and treatment of rare kidney diseases.